All right, this section's a little fun. It's on misleading graphs. I found a bunch of kind of screwy graphs on the internet. I thought I would show you. Make sure that you read graphs really carefully. There can be really bad representations of data that will lead you to make poor conclusions based on the graph. And sometimes people do bad graphs just by accident. Sometimes it might be a little intentional. Here is a graph from Fox News Network, and it's a graph from 2011, and it's graphing unemployment, unemployment rate under President Obama. You can see it started off at 9%, and it went down, and it seems to be pretty flat. However, one thing, if you're paying attention, if you look at it, we have July 9.1, August 9.1, September 9.1, October 9.0, November 8.6, but 8.6 looks like it's graphed right at the same place that 9 is. Doesn't look like it went down at all. If you correct this graph, it would actually look like this, showing the conclusion that the unemployment rate actually was going down. But the way it's graphed, I'm assuming potentially, I'm assuming intentionally rather here, is graphed in a way that can create a misleading perception. Whoops. Here's another strange graph. You see, these are COVID cases, and one thing that this makes it look like is that the rate was starting to flatten, that there was a big jump in early March, and then stuff started to go a little bit better. But if you look, however, on the left-hand side, on the y-axis, we'll see that the axis goes from 10 to 100 to 1,000 to 10,000. So moving up this graph even by a little bit is starting to become a huge number of cases, but that's not what's being shown on the graph. That's not the impression that you get if you just look at that curve. So again, another graph that looks a little bit misleading. Here's a graph from the state of Georgia that was put out about the time that they decided to reopen the state to make an argument that they had control of the various cases. The control of cases. This graph is a bit problematic for a couple of reasons. The main reason, and I'll blow this up here, is that if you look at the y-axis, the y-axis is actually misordered. It's ordered in such a way so that it has the days with the fewest cases at the end, regardless of what the date is. Another issue with this graph is that it's using the 8th, and it's using 2 dates that were weekends, when typically they didn't get many reports of COVID cases to make that final case that look, we're all the way down now. It's time to reopen. All right, always check math on graphs. Here we see the category on the left seems to be a lot bigger than the category on the right. However, the category on the left says 42% and the category on the right says 56%. Last time I checked, and again, as I say, I'm not great at math, but I'm pretty sure 56 is not less than 42. All right, and that's the end of that section.